Check one, two.
Oh,
Is
good
that better?
morning, everyone, here in our sanctuary. And good morning to everybody on Zoom. Thanks for joining us on this beautiful spring day at Unity Spiritual Center in the Rockies. My name is River Marie Hansen, and I'm your platform assistant today. And it's so wonderful to see everybody here today. These tulips, a sure sign of spring, were provided by me in celebration of my grandson's 23rd birthday tomorrow. Our musician today is Connie Castro, and she performs regularly for us at Unity. And Cynthia Hollingmore will be joining Connie today. And our guest speaker is our very own Christina Allen. We're looking forward to Christina's talk today as we continue our Sacred Space monthly theme that Ariana shared with us last week. I know a lot of you know Christina, but for our visitors today, maybe you would like to know more about her background, right? She was born in Switzerland. She trained in architecture, then moved to the US and joined a Sufi community. Her passion for metaphysics sparked right here at Unity in the Rockies in 2004. After receiving a master's degree in pastoral care from the Iliff School of Theology, she began working as a chaplain in grief support at a local hospice. Recently, she has studied applied neuroplasticity with Dr. Rick Hansen, and we're so pleased to have her here today.
Good morning, everyone. We're going to invite you to sing along with us today as we prepare to go into meditation. Cynthia, you want to come up here? Cynthia is going to guide you through the hand gestures to this song. This song is called The Three Faces of God. Now, there are an infinite number of faces of the divine, right? But we're going to speak or sing today of that infinite face of God that we live and move and have our being in, bigger than we can conceive. And the intimate face of God, that aspect of God that you may resonate with. It could be Jesus or Buddha or Mary or any nature, whatever face of the divine that you feel you have a personal relationship with. And then, of course, that indwelling sense of the holy. Infinite God, in whom we live and move and have our being. Intimate God, you are always with me. Indwelling God, I am a light in this world. I am a light in this world. I am the light. I am the light of the world. I am the light of the world. We are the light of the world.
I now invite you to rest your hands on your laps, close your eyes, and move your attention to your breath. Feel your breath flowing in and out. Breathe in light and love. Then as you exhale, let go of any tension or concerns that may have been weighing on your heart or your mind today. Just rest and be in this holy moment, in this silence, where we can all know our oneness with our Creator and all creation. As we gently return from the silence, we affirm the truth of our being, that we are spirit choosing to walk in this world of form, that love is always our best choice, and that all is well. For we can trust that our holy path always lays out beneath our feet, even when we feel unsure of our destination in the moment.
I am loving the theme this month and so excited to hear Christina this morning. I watched online last week when you blessed this sanctuary, this building, and today we get to talk about tools and such for creating sacred space in our own homes, in our own space. And I do not resonate with the idea that's out in the world about home is where my phone is. You might have heard that. Home is where my phone is. It's a real thing. And Christina and I were talking, and the importance of having sacred space is so big, we don't even realize that. Our home is where we live and have our safety and our nourishment and our loving care and all of that, along with our children, our grandchildren, our friends, everyone who enters. And every time, or in life, when we spend time in someone's home, we develop what? Memories. And they stay with us the rest of our lives, don't they? So we want to be creating positive memories to go forward for ourselves and everyone who may come into that sacred space, that part of our lives. I know they say you can't go home again, but I just had to come back one last time. Ma'am, I know you don't know me from Adam, but these handprints on the front steps are mine. Up those stairs in that little back bedroom is where I did my homework and I learned to play guitar. Now I bet you didn't know that under that live oak, my favorite dog is buried in this yard. I thought if I could touch this place or feel it, this brokenness inside me might start healing. Out here it's like I'm someone else. I thought maybe I could find myself. If I could just come in, I swear I'll leave. Won't take nothing but a memory from the house that built me. Mama cut out pictures of houses for years, from Better Homes and Garden magazine. Plans were drawn and concrete poured, nail by nail and board by board. Daddy gave life to Mama's dream. And I thought if I could touch this place or feel it, this brokenness inside me might start healing. 'Cause out here it's like I'm someone else. I thought maybe I could find myself. If I could just come in, I swear I'll leave. Won't take nothing but a memory from the house that built me. You leave home and you move on and you do the best you can, but I got lost in this whole world and forgot who I am. I thought if I could touch this place or feel it, this brokenness inside me might start healing. Out here it's like I'm someone else. I thought maybe I could find myself. If I could walk around, I swear I'll leave. Won't take nothing but a memory. Won't take nothing but a memory. nothing but a memory.
Oh man, I thought we were having a prayer or something to catch my heart a little bit. Thank you. This is sacred space. Can you feel it? Yeah, this is where we can come home to, where our hearts can be open, and where obviously we can be authentic, and just so happy to be here. Thank you all for coming on this amazing Colorado Day. I mean, there could be a lot of other things that you could be doing out there than coming inside and joining us in here. It means so much. And so I'm talking this week, in the second week of our monthly topic, and thank you, Connie, for introducing already. And I would like to just again say I'm a guest speaker here. I know we have newcomers. Welcome to this sacred place, and it's not always like this. It can be quite different, as you have experienced last week. We had the first week of the topic of sacred space, and Reverend Ariana led us into this space, and there was a time where we had a blessing ceremony of this sacred space, invigorating, blessing and nurturing this place as a community. And of course, I wasn't here, but I went back and watched it on our platform, that you can always go back and see any of the talks that have been given, also this one later. And I actually had to laugh out loud, because we are we're quite different, aren't we? You know, just to see, there was a moment, and I don't know, I think it may have been Susan, she was standing back here, you know, blessing the wall with her lovely hands and the rose water. And there is this saying that we are all unitics. And I know Charlotte will relate to that, yes, because the other day she was kind of like, what, unitics, lunatics? Yes, so here we are, and it is just so lovely to have the laughter and have the tears in this beautiful space. So today I will stress the importance of sacred space in all the places we call home. I will talk about our basic need for safety and also for well-being that will give us that safe place that we call home And we will talk about that we can spiritualize, that's a nice unity word, we can spiritualize the mundane, all the things that we do in a home, so that we can be guided in the co-creation of that sacred space, our home away from the phone and our home away from home. I titled the talk Homesick for Sacred Space, and I will start reading you a quote from Lessons in Truth, lesson 9 by Emily Cady. She was a contemporary with Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, the founders of Unity, and she was largely published in the Unity tradition, so we can call her almost our own. So you will be able to relate to this, I hope. With a restlessness that is pitiful to see, people are shifting from one thing to another, always hoping to find rest and satisfaction in some anticipated accomplishment or possession. They pursue these things and gain them only to find themselves still restless, still unsatisfied. She wrote that 130 years ago. We can only imagine what she would write now. There are no people, they're going so fast. Yeah, so, and then she continues. Here it comes. At the great heart of humanity, there is a deep and awful homesickness that never has been and never can be satisfied with anything less than the clear, vivid consciousness of the indwelling presence of God. Here I have to be honest, and I invited, of course, my friend Noreen also to join us today, because I have, there she is, hi Noreen, I'm wearing her jewelry too. Noreen and I, we wrote, and we're still writing over 10 years later, a book. And I always had this penchant toward the poetic, you know, the wordy, all these like, you know, the descriptive language. And I chose this quote just because exactly of that, you know, at the great heart of humanity, there is a deep and awful homesickness, like, bam, you know, that just gets me right away. And you know, here I would, of course, assume that most of us, if not all of us, can relate to that experience of that longing for a place we could call home. Am I right? No? Yes? Like, you know, the searching, the quest, you know, here we go. Where are the answers? Where do we belong? So I immediately, you know, chose that quote. And, you know, Noreen, when we were writing the book, she edited just most stellar job. Whenever I got into those, like the drama mode, she would just send it back. Everything crossed out. We don't need that. I'm like, we don't need that. We don't need to be able to express our deepest feelings, that deep and awful homesickness. So I want to see how dramatic all of you are with me. So only those who have ever experienced that deep and awful homesickness will you please howl? Oh, thank you. You see, uh, I always say when we laugh once, we're good. We're good. Okay. All right. We got here. So I launch into today's topic by setting the unity stage. Unity metaphysics will, of course, say that there is no place that is not sacred space. All right? Okay? At the foundation, at the ground of all being, there is no place that is not sacred. Divine presence is all-pervading, is ever-present, and there cannot be no place where the divine is not. Okay, I just want to say that. Then second, unity also affirms that we have that sacred spark in us, that we are divine, that we are spiritual beings having a human experience, that we always are the indwelling, the intimate, the infinite God is always enveloping us, is always available to us. There is only separation in our human self. So this is the third part of the just basic unity metaphysics, the place where we experience the separation, where we experience that homesickness, that longing, a place where we don't belong, or where we are divided and separate, can only happen really in the context of our being human. Okay, right? All done. All right, so we create into this world exactly from that limited consciousness. So we show up, we do our things here, we cross out those most dramatic words in this human consciousness. I love you so much, Noreen. You have been such a great friend, and so, yeah. So, when I talk about homesick for sacred space, we all understand that the homesickness happens on the level of this us being human beings. And, Emily Cady refers to this sense of longing to reconnect with the place of home, of coming home, as the homesickness at the great heart of humanity. I hope it's okay that I'll tell you a little bit about my personal life. I left back in 1995. I left Switzerland, my birthplace that I never called home. I did follow exactly that longing for something that just couldn't get satisfied. There was just something I needed, quite elusive, but I started traveling quite a bit. And as you heard, I joined the Sufi community, and in 2004 eventually got washed up here at Unity, right these doors. And I can just really look back at a tremendous spiritual journey, and also a human journey as well. In 2005, I joined a class with Reverend Palmer, and it was called Quest. Is there anybody in this space who, yes, there's quite a few of them. Quest, okay. So that used to be like, it was a year-long class, and then after a year, we made it into a second year. And then the third year, we started to fizzle out, but it was just quite something. And of course, I was just hooked. There was this one time we had a small group, little conversation back there where Don and Luana sit, and we were huddling, you know, and there was this one man who said at some point in the conversation, I don't even know what the topic was, but he said, "My home is my sacred space." And then he went on to describe how everything was white in his home, and how when he came home, he would have a special space to take off his shoes, to say a prayer, and then to enter over the threshold of his holy abode. I sat there, I was completely thunderstruck. I've never heard anything like that. My home is my sacred space. And there was this moment where I said, I want that too. That's it. That's exactly what I want. I want for my home to be a sacred space. And it was that evening, as I stood in front of the house that I lived in, where we raised our kids, that I stood on eggshells, and I had the doorknob in my hand, and this yearning took a hold of me, and it never let go. What happened that day is that my colleague from this group, he didn't give me the longing. The longing had been there all along, but he gave me the words that pinpointed that longing of my soul. And I knew right then, as I stood there by my house, that this was a house, but it wasn't a home. Ooh! Okay, I'll put it away. Oh. Ooh. You know, I have this. You see, I'm just like that. You're just so wonderful. That was the evening I started on a pilgrimage. It took years to create a home, to create sacred space. Truly sacred space is a journey. So I'd like to talk a little bit about that. A place is a shelter. Having shelter is said to be a basic human birthright. A shelter has walls, it has a roof, a door, and maybe it has a place to lay down. Maybe it has a place where you can cook food. A shelter can be a house, but it isn't never a home. A home is a safe place. Coming home is the longing that soothes that homesickness that Emily Cady is writing about. Home is a place. It may not even have walls. Many of us, I know, find home in nature, right? It's a safe place. We can find belonging there. Co-creating a home and safeguarding a home, keeping it safe, is really something that needs every single person that is in the home to participate in it. It can feel daunting sometimes to create a home from a place that is only a shelter. We can spiritualize the mundane. We talked about, and you said so beautifully, all those things that make a place a home, the memories, the activities that were performed in a place, the heart and the heartaches that happened in a home, they all become part of it. A home is a safe place. It is a place where we can be authentically ourselves and where we can let our hair down for those of us who have long hair. We can discover and express our human needs in our home and also our spiritual desires. In a home, we learn to be honest. And in a home, we learn to communicate freely on the foundation of basic trust and mutuality. In a home, we make intentional choices in support of our shared well-being. And well-being is always life-giving for us and for the world. Do you agree? Yes. Yeah. Woo, woo, woo! All right. So this is what a home is, you know, just creating a home. And I don't know where all of you are, and I just would say you are so fortunate and so blessed if you can say, my house is a home. It goes a long, long way. Co-creating a dedicated place in our home that we can use as the launching pad for the time in the stillness is also something I would like to talk about today. Of course, we have many, many ways to express how our place is important and cared for by us. And as Unity people, we long to develop and increase our time spent in communion with the divine. And so part of making sacred space in our home has to do with creating, maybe you don't need it. You know, Emily Cady would say, you don't need a special space to go within. You can go within wherever you'd like. Yet, having a place, maybe a special chair, whatever it is, can greatly enhance and facilitate that time spent in the stillness. And why I say that is anybody who has ever experienced not being safe in a home will also know that it's very difficult to go within if you're walking on eggshells. It's very difficult to go within if there is a lot of conflict in a home, because there is just not that space given. So you may even start by creating that small little safe space. A little nest for your time spent in the stillness. Which leads us at this time of my talk to creating sacred space in our home. I know a lot of people are finding those advertisings of those spa-like homes, where like, hey, you got the little water fountain trickling, and you got like the ethereal beta waves kind of like layering through your space, and we are walking with long robes. I mean, you just imagine that, we with long robes and like just a serene look on our face, always smiling just a little bit, meditating for hours, stacking flat rocks on the top of each other. Yes, like smudging, and there's just so much that goes with the image of sacred space, right? Uncluttering. You gotta unclutter right away. All these things that don't spark joy, they have to go. So of course you all know, or I just want to remind you that sacred space is not a look. It is what you co-create in your home when you have this basic sense of safety guaranteed, so that you can truly go within. And I know for some of us it may take years. It took years for me, and I can be here and tell you about it, so that's great. Emily Cady writes that only the clear, vivid consciousness of the indwelling presence of God can heal our longing for home. What do you think? Does that sound true for you? If we have time and if you feel like it, I would like to guide you on a guided meditation. If we have time. Do we have time? Yes, please. So I would like you to imagine, as we're getting ready for this time in the quiet, to imagine either that place in your home that you already have created for yourself, that place that is your launching pad. Or if you don't have that place yet in your home, you can just imagine what it would look like for you. That launching pad where you are excited to go meet your indwelling presence of God. I ask you now to take a moment to settle in. That place that you are so comfortable. You feel your feet on the ground, and you may close your eyes if you're comfortable, and slowly turn your attention inward. You are coming fully present here and now. I would like you to imagine yourself in your special place, a chair, maybe a space, or just anywhere in your home, and take that moment to settle in and know that you are safe here. This is your space. This is your time. This is your launching pad into the stillness. Are you ready for your inner journey? When you are, you can nod your head lightly. Yes. From here, you now let yourself drop, gently drop into the stillness that takes you deeper towards your inner home. Let yourself sink into the quiet, soft and gentle, dropping into the sanctuary of your heart. This is the medicine. This is the balm that soothes the homesickness, coming home at last. As we rest in what Emily Cady calls the indwelling presence of God, I ask you to deeply experience it. This coming home, coming home. I invite you to imagine how this sense gently pours into every cell of your being, of your body. Home. This is belonging. And this sense of belonging is now slowly absorbed into your being. With your inner eye, I now ask you to see inside your own home, your own house. Your own home knows you better than any person ever could. It gives you shelter. It bears your fingerprint. Your home holds what you treasure. It is alive. And what do you think? Your home wants to be your sacred space. Greet your dwelling space now. Take a moment and mingle. Let your own soul playfully interact with the soul of your safe and holy place. It wants to be your home away from home. It wants to be your shelter, your home. It wants to be your sacred space. The question is, how could you bring more of what you experience in the stillness into your home? How would it look? How would it feel if you outpicture this sense of harmony into your space? As we come to the end of this meditation, can you wiggle your toes, your fingers? Then you can gently open your eyes while staying in this space. Can you look at your neighbor and behold in them this shared longing for sacred space, for belonging? Can you see them and affirm that we belong to each other? Thank you. I claim here today, and I will be staying close to the paper here now, that we can intentionally use our experience of the indwelling presence of God when we outpicture, when we co-create sacred space in our home. It can become almost like a base experience. How about we interact with our home spaces as having being, as being alive, just as we are? That song was just about that you played. How we could find ourselves again if we could enter that space. The space has being. How about we let our soul mingle with our souls, our space's soul, and see what they come up with? How about we infuse our home with that felt sense of harmony and belonging that we experience in the stillness, whatever that may look like for you? How about we creatively outpicture that belonging into our sacred lived space? In unity terms, we would say, how about we co-create sacred space and bring into visibility that which we know to be true metaphysically? That's now big shoes. There is no place where God is not, and sacred space is our birthright, not just shelter. Sacred space is our birthright. Unity teaches that we can change our world, our immediate surroundings, simply by cultivating that inner alignment with the holy. We don't even have to lift a finger. There needs to be no outer for us to go inward to make that connection with the holy. Oh, what? We just go within and we don't really have to do another thing. But how about lifting a finger? I love lifting a finger. I actually love lifting many fingers and hands. I love to paint. I love to move furniture. I love to have plants in my space. And I want to lift a finger as long as I have fingers and as long as I am in this human form. We have a precious life. As sacred space grows its roots in your home, it will also make visible the places of conflict, of constriction, and of stagnation. It's a byproduct of creating sacred space. It doesn't mean that you are not on your way. When we create sacred space and intentionally say we're going to live this in our home, the places of conflict will start to show themselves quite clearly. These include possessions that you no longer need. They include activities that clash with that need for harmony in your home. And sometimes it's relationships that no longer serve you. They will all be released over time, one step at a time. And we can just look at this as a sacred pilgrimage. As I come to the end, I don't know about your sacred space, but mine, it loves the sound of dog paws on the floor. It stands tall with beautiful colors on the walls, with art and with plants. And I think it sways along with the jazz I play, and maybe it even dances. It comes alive as I come alive. It loves it when we play a game of cribbage, when we share food and real conversation with friends. It really, really, really likes humor. And it loves laughter like nothing else. Oh, and it even loves my ponderings, the creativity that unfolds freely, including the drama and the howling in my writing of this talk. Yes, it does.
There is a place where you can always go. Come with me. Where it's all right to let your feelings show. Come with me. And you can even howl. What a pleasant journey. It isn't very far. We can go together. Stay right where you are. Now it's time to start. It's right here in your heart. And you know it's waiting, not so far away, need no reservation. We can go today. Now it's time to start. It's right here in your heart. And the light shines through each window, and the door is open wide, and each question has an answer if you only look inside. There is a place where every sorrow ends. Come with me. Where every hope and every truth begins. Come with me. What a pleasant journey. It isn't very far. We can go together. Stay right where you are. And now it's time to start. It's right here in your heart. Yes, now it's time to start. It's right here in your heart.
And now it's time for our offering. So if you want to take your offering in your hand and hold it to your hearts, whether metaphorically or for real. And together we will say the offering prayer. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
I offer my gifts, my time, my talents, my treasure. I offer my gifts with an open and generous heart. And I'm changing the world. Oh, I'm changing the world. Yes, I'm changing the world as the Holy is changing me. We offer our gifts, our time, our talents, our treasure. We offer our gifts with an open and generous heart. And we are changing the world. Yes, we are changing the world. Yes, we are changing the world as the Holy is changing us.
Let's all bless this tithing together. We fill this tithing with our love, with our vision, with our grace, for this beautiful community and for all the world. I've got 3 announcements. A reminder for spirituality and psychology class participants. There's no class on Tuesday. It will resume on April 23rd. The Unity Study Groups, the Fillmore Mystics, meets Thursday, April 18th at 2 here in the sanctuary. And then the Metaphysical Group also meets this Thursday, April 18th at 6 p.m. in the Unity Sanctuary. So one's at 12 and the other's at 6. One's at 2 and the other is at 6. Thank you. What a great community. And the Sacred Women's Circle. We have our full moon drum circle this coming Tuesday, April 23rd. That's not this Tuesday, it's the following Tuesday from 1 to 2:30. And please note the time change and bring your drums here to the sanctuary. Jean?
Good morning. Carol Crossley is the other prayer chaplain available for service today afterwards. I thank everyone who helps with the service, the music, Cynthia and River and Mark on the Zoomy. Yo Lauder, the office administrator, all the prayer chaplains, the ushers, and all our other wonderful helpers. And thank you, fellowship team, for your wonderful lunch. Now, please join me in our closing prayer. The light of God surrounds us. I am that light. The love of God enfolds us. I am that love. The power of God protects us. I am that power. The presence of God watches over us. I am that presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Let's all stand and join hands so we can sing the peace song together. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God our Creator, we are family. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Have a blessed week, everyone, and you are invited to go down the hall for lunch. If you would like to pray with a prayer chaplain, come on up to the front. And otherwise, we'll see you next week when Ariana is talking about that indwelling presence of home.